But if my compatriots want to go undercover with me, their identities would be blown should there be any release of any of the shady characters.
Mm-hmm. Frank knows a lot. Frank's got his hand in a lot of pies.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know his name now, but I know that from what you're saying, if Frank was to, if the cover was to be blown on your identity, your companions wouldn't be safe either. In fact, I know that Frank has some pretty strong allies.
Mm.
There's a lot of organizations that Frank that deals with. He sells these goods to. In fact, a lot of things that are stolen happen to be weapons and armor.
Mm.
And Frank's distribution has to do with arming goblins, bugbears, bandits, and even the elves that we ran into had dealings with Frank. In fact, those goods that they stole were probably from Frank, and a lot of it goes out there. And so he was to be arrested. Not only would the operation shut down, which is good, or at least slow, a lot of people would know that they're onto him, and a lot of people would be a little more cautious. And that's what I'm worried about. If Frank was to be apprehended all of a sudden without Jack, we might never find Jack.
I believe that's definitely the right way. Yeah. I love the idea. So, hypothetically, I say, I go up to Frank, and I say, I have some business I need to follow up with Jack. I don't get too specific, but I definitely need some type of reference. I can't go in there blind. Would you know anything that only Jack would be able to deal with?
He says, one second, I'll check the time really quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Jack deals a lot with Frank in helping him get around the guards, paying off guards, deceiving them, and getting around our traps and things like that. He knows everything, and Jack's name is very classified. Not a lot of people know that he still works for us. He's very high up. The only reason I know, it's my suspicion, is that he's working for the wrong team, and so I know that Jack's helping people get around the system. And so if any sort of operation where Frank needs to get around guards, that's where Jack's going to be involved.
So here's what I'm thinking. We set up a fake heist, right? I let Frank in on the whole deal. So he trusts me, he gives me Jack's contact info. He's not just blindly sending some guy. I say, Frank, I have leads on a leak, or I have leads on a weakness in the capital. And I'm thinking that you two would be perfect allies for pulling off this heist. What I'm saying is, basically, to him is, I know what you're worth and I know what Jack's worth, and I need the two of y'all together so that we can do this well. See, I've always been the brains. And Frank's always been the armor. Jack's always been the scapegoat, the police, the information, the intel, right? I come up with the idea. I direct this whole thing. I say, this is when we strike. I need these guards to be passive. And armor and Frank, I need this type of protection, this type of weaponry.
Yeah, he says that sounds like a good operation. I know that Frank would probably like it if it was all planned out.
I come forward and I just propose this plan to him in full.
It doesn't even have to be a real plan.
Yeah, no, there's no way this is actually happening, but we make it so convincing to both Frank and Jack that they believe they're gonna pull a big gig.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some rapport with Frank. I've robbed a bank with them. I've saved his life in the woods. And what I'm saying is I've had your back, Frank. You owe me one. You really do. You owe me one. You owe me many, but I'll just ask for one.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need to get you arrested.
Here's an idea. Next week, there's my stuff is coming in. They sent me, and then they sent my goods, because I'll be living here in Broughton for a while. I'm an older man, and I've accrued quite a bit of wealth in my time. It doesn't mean a lot to me, but I'd be willing to offer that up as the heist. Jack doesn't like me, and any chance to steal from me, he'd take. And my stuff's coming in. I think next Wednesday. Should be around 6:30.
Sometime after 6:30.
Around then, it should be coming in on a ship. And if you were to plan some sort of heist to steal my stuff, Jack would be all over it.
And I could say that you're out of town.
Yeah, that I went to.
You're out of town. Yeah.
Yeah, and that Jack could. I bet you Jack could even get my guards to stand down.
Absolutely.
And they wouldn't even be in on it, obviously, just us.
Yeah.
And so I'm just a unknowing bystander in all this. You could set.
But then you come in with a second set of guards.
Exactly.
Take over. Maybe even catch some of your corrupt own guards.
Mm-hmm.
The guards that.
But I do have to say, before all this happens, you gotta find out who someone higher up. Before Frank gets captured, you gotta get it in with.
Before Frank and Jack get captured.
Because who knows what happened? They might never talk. I mean, we can get them to talk some, but they might never. This can't be the end of the trail.
Yeah. Yeah. So. I've gotta figure out the kind of question I've gotta ask in order to get another name.
Well, I know Jack's crooked, but maybe Jack is working with someone higher up, and that's how he's getting the cards to stand down. There could be a way. Being in the system long, I know that.
So would you rather have? Here's my question. Would you rather have me work the side of the police, just establishing this connection with the police, or the guards, or would you rather have me work the side of the outsider, the actual criminal?
He says you're good undercover. I'll give you that. And I'm working the police side. I'm working the. I keep saying police. The guard.
The guard. Yeah.
The guard side. And I'm working it pretty hard, finding out anything I can. But I can't go outside of the system.
Of course.
And
so. Especially with all these undead floating around.
Yeah.
Listen. So I've got to find a way to get deeper into that side of things. So, I'll think about it. I'll think about a way to get my foot in the door.
He says the innkeep here is a trusted friend of mine. You need to get a hold of me, slip him a note, when and where, and I'll be there. I'm going to be in and out of town for the next couple days, but I'll be checking in him here. So leave him a note anytime you want to meet up and let me know the details of this heist, and we can meet up.
Okay. I really like the idea of that.
And so you guys kind of close out your meeting and head out.
The time?
Still good.
Oh, okay. About how much time?
20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I get going to Frank.
Okay.
And I think on my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. I go to the inn and I talk to Frank.
Okay, yeah, you go back downstairs and he says, Hollis, you're back.
I just have to thank you, Frank. I mean, I know it's owed to me and all, but just as a sign of courtesy, you know what I mean, just formality. I thank you for that. Hey, what time are you off work?
He says, well, I'm catching up on a lot of stuff, you know, I'm being out of the game, trying to get back into it and, you know, work my dealings here in Broughton. I'll be working most of the night. But, you know, it's a pretty relaxed work. You know, I got meetings here and there. What are you thinking?
Alright, well, how about I go down to the pub, I get us a couple beers, come back, and just pick your mind about something.
Says, you got me suspicious, Hollis. What are you talking about?
You know, I was a regular man. I really was, and I got your name. And before that, I was a woodworker. And you know, you can see me build anything out of wood, really. But a man can only do that for so long without really trying to find his purpose. And honestly, Frank, I know that you've got a lot invested into this. You're making a lot of money. A lot of money I've never seen before. And to be honest, I'm kind of jealous. But the truth of the matter is, I want in. And whether that's, you know, doing the bank robbery or you know, saving your life. I'm onto a hot lead outside of those as well, but actually it's quite a big lead, but we'll talk about that another time for sure. But honestly, Frank, between you and me, you've been on your knees before, and now here am I.
Says I get you, Hollis, and you're good. You're good. I'm a little intrigued. What's your lead?
You know, to be honest, sir, it is outside my style to talk about something until all the details are covered. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that light wraps around the whole side of this thing, and I'm not leading you on to something that's frivolous. It's not my style.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, I respect you, Hollis, but I've been in this game a little bit longer than you have. You let me know what that lead is, and I can take it from there. And then I can help you out with what you're looking for. You said you're on your knees, I stand you up.
Alright. Well, here's the thing. I've been made a little fearful by the Imperial Guard and their recent activity here. You've seen there's been a surge of guards patrolling and whatnot.
So, Charles Korzak's man.
Yeah, there's.
He's coming down with an iron fist here in Broughton.
It's really not supposed to be.
Why do you think I'm in this dingy dungeon here?
So it's funny you should bring up that name because actually he's kind of my lead.
What about him?
So I heard he's gonna be out of town, right? And he's bringing his stuff in when he's out of town. He's gonna be living here now. This is just something I've heard.
Charles is a wealthy man.
He's a very wealthy man. It's gonna take a ship for his own stuff. Insane. Have you seen that cape he's been dragging around?
Some say it's made out of pure gold.
He's very frivolous, and it's not my style, and really it represents all that's wrong with the Imperial Guard and their hierarchy and their laws. And I'm trying to find a way to